In just the last 72 hours, we have been tracking a severe volcanic eruption uptick. The Earth is obviously releasing a lot of pressure. This is something that you have to pay attention to. We have volcanic vents that are, instead of seeing major tectonic activity like big earthquakes, we're seeing the pressure being released through these volcanoes. When the plates are there and they refuse to break, the Earth finds a way to let this pressure escape. We saw after a rift breakage, the first recorded eruption in human history. Scientists say that the last time this happened was over 12,000 years ago in Ethiopia. And then we saw a new fissure system opening up. Indonesia. Sudden explosions took place. We didn't even see any real precursors to that other than some volcanic data. The Philippines, we see a phreatomagmatic pulse. This is happening on an increase. We saw Popocatépetl in Mexico sustained a high eruption, a lot of discharge of gas or degassing. And then we saw Kamchatka, 33,000 foot eruption, a column of ash and smoke. Shooting out pressure into the Pacific plate. So folks, just keep your eyes open. This is very, very far from over. This is the Indonesian volcanic eruption at Merapi. Here we have some video of investigative findings. Companies like Google are trying to hide the fact that they're creating hundreds or thousands of new data centers across the United States of America. Take a close watch and listen.
There is no definitive public directory of data centers, no official map, no single regulator to ask, or government agency to FOIA.
So, it's been really tricky to kind of get these records because the companies don't want to disclose all of that information.
So if we have trade secrets being named as reasons that agencies like Google, or you've got three-letter agencies that are running through private corporations that have military contracts, and if they're building these data centers that Donald Trump and lots of our government leaders believe are essential to our national security and the sovereignty and protection of the United States of America, we have one important question we have to ask ourselves. Why? What are they doing or building or creating? How many dockets and folders are being created on you as an individual right now? This is video of a massive flash flood that took place in Indonesia, Sumatra. The people were okay, but just look at what happened as this event took place. Now, what you're seeing here is a best case scenario, the community coming together, people trying to help each other get to higher ground, get to more safety. But of course, you have to worry about the elderly. You have to have concern for the children who aren't able to find their way to safety. How are they going to get out? Do they know how to self-rescue? Do they know that you can drown in just a couple of small, short inches of water? Do they know what to do to let other people know they're trying to cross a waterway? Can they get people to come help them? Those are just a couple of the things that the prepared need to keep in mind. This is video of the 405 freeway, Los Angeles. They say the Thanksgiving rush took place early this year. And when people are trying to leave, can you imagine if on this very day, we begin to see some sort of terror event across the United States of America, what type of chaos would ensue from being stuck in traffic like this?
Traffic, this is that annual shot we see every year, Sky Fox, over the 10 and the 405. Wednesday.
Now, if you're stuck in somewhere like this and you have to get out, I'm going to tell you that you have to very quickly gauge the danger that you will see represented to you if you're trying to get out of the vehicle. Is there a biological contaminant? Is there smoke? Do you have rescue inhalers for people who may go under some sort of bronchial shock? Is it going to be more dangerous to get out of your vehicle than it is to stay inside? Because just a few lanes of blockade in any one of these directions will mean certain doom for everybody involved. All right, let's move forward, folks. We've got the seditious six. Again, here we have Stephen Miller of the United States government saying that you have people in the armed forces who, of course, are following a political agenda.
Well, they should be held accountable under the law and under the Uniform Code of Military Justice for a seditious conspiracy against the United States of America. This is completely open and shut, straightforward. What is the motivation?
I can tell you what the motivation is. It's to sow distrust and chaos. And it was this man right here in the middle. Bald as he might be, that doesn't mean that you're obviously or immediately trustworthy. He says that chaos is an agent of change, a harbinger of what is to come. And the U.S. administration, of course, knows that, and they will use that to their own ends and divide.
Why would 6 members of Congress, selecting specifically for individuals with a CIA or military background, record a carefully written, carefully produced, slickly edited video messaging directly to members of our clandestine services and our armed forces, telling them to disobey orders from their superiors, telling them that they should individually determine whether an order is legal or illegal and defy it?
Now, as a prepper group, maybe as a mother or father or husband and wife, you know that the chain of command has to exist inside of your own household or group, but it's not as important as that chain of command existing in the U.S. military. If you have every single Fruit Loop out there that has been brought into the military under the disguise of a new order, they're going to question every chain of command from this point forward. The damage has already been done. And so we won't see the fallout from this immediately. It will be the next time that you see the National Guard sent out to keep order inside of the United States of America. It will be the next time that sedition is called or traitorous events take place inside of our government. It will be when you see a certain party of our political divide calling for a coup to take place inside of our nation. During these events, you'll have the soldiers that are meant to keep order and meant to keep this country secure and safe, questioning the orders that they are given.
Individuals who are exercising life and death power. The CIA engages in covert missions all over the world involving life and death decisions. The armed forces launches life-taking missions time and time again. They carry weapons.
So Stephen Miller says that they must be held accountable under the law, under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. They must be prosecuted and brought to justice for seditious conspiracies against the United States of America. Those are no light condemnations. Those are no light charges that will be brought against them. We're talking the possibility, if they can say that we're in war right now inside of the USA, then you have the reason to bring the death penalty against people who try to usurp the government. This video shows floodwaters that happened recently in Thailand. This is the military and rescue missions being sent out, people dropping off. What they're doing is dropping off MREs. They're dropping off medicine packages. You see some bottled water being dropped off there. When they do this, you're already screwed in your area. When this is the rescue that you need to have, you've already failed at the chance to rescue yourself. And that means you're at the mercy of luck at that point. And if you add luck into what you need to survive a long duration emergency, you run into a real trouble. Now, I am seeing reports that in these areas that are affected by these long duration events, you have gangs that are coming out, and some of them are trying to help their locally controlled areas. But some of them are targeting the vulnerable regions. And so what they do is they're going house to house and door to door, and they're taking things from places they thought were abandoned. And they don't even get charged because in an emergency, the laws that are put into place allow a person to do the things that they feel necessary to survive. So other things like speeding, going 65 miles per hour away from a volcanic eruption in a 30-mile-per-hour zone, you're not going to find a court of law who will prosecute you for that. So what we see is the gangs rise up during times just like this. Campbell's Soup. Now, I just showed you the video recently of the Campbell's Soup CEO or one of the leaders, vice president maybe, saying he wouldn't eat the garbage that they're putting into food because their food is for the poor people. And let me tell you, that rings true, because while they're telling you to not eat beef, they're eating Wagyu beef that has never been injected by any sort of chemical, has never eaten a pesticide-ridden piece of grass. While they're telling you to buy boxed stuffing, they're having chefs prepare them only the best. It's like that line in Jurassic Park, spared no expense for the rich and famous. And you're not part of that group, folks, so we have to get ready in terms that we can understand. Buy rice, buy flour, get your staple goods ready, and get ready, because the times are getting harder out there. I'm doing the doom scrolling so that you don't have to. You're watching Full Spectrum Survival on YouTube. Please click the hype button if you see it down there somewhere below. And from my family to yours, please check back at 2 p.m. this afternoon. We'll have another broadcast coming out. And stay safe.